Fictional billionaires have always fascinated us. Some inherit dynasties, others invent world-changing tech, and a few spend their fortunes fighting crime. But out of all of them, Bruce Wayne might just be the king of wealth. So the question is, how rich Bruce Wayne really is? And if we dropped his fortune into our world, where would it rank? By the end of this video, we'll prove Bruce Wayne's net worth makes Elon Musk and Bezos look broke. And trust me, the final number will blow your mind. On the surface, he's a billionaire playboy with a mansion and some gadgets.
Now back off, you little brat.
Wow, Miss Keene. That's a lot of money. For someone like you. $2 million!
Sold to Mr. Bruce Wayne!
But when you actually crunch the numbers, Wayne isn't just rich. He's operating on a level no real-world mogul could ever dream of.
Let's break down the value of his assets, starting with Wayne Manor. And this isn't just any mansion. We're talking about a city-sized fortress sitting on thousands of acres of prime metropolitan land in the heart of Gotham. To put this in perspective, England's Wentworth Woodhouse, one of the largest private estates on Earth, spans 250 rooms and costs around $300 million. But Wayne Manor, it completely dwarfs this estate, both in size and location. We're looking at a property that would make Buckingham Palace look like a starter home. The sheer acreage alone, sitting in what's essentially Manhattan-level real estate, would be worth billions before you even factor in the buildings. The manor itself features dozens of bedrooms, multiple ballrooms, libraries that rival universities, and grounds that include everything from stables to helicopter landing pads. When you're dealing with that much prime metropolitan real estate, plus a mansion that could house a small army, we're looking at a conservative estimate of $8 to $10 billion, and that's just the house. Moving on to the Batcave. Now here's where things get truly insane. The Batcave. Forget calling this a basement or even a bunker. This is a self-sustaining underground military complex that would make the Pentagon jealous. We're talking multiple levels carved deep into bedrock, with its own power grids, water systems, and air filtration that could survive a nuclear winter. The vehicle bays alone are massive, housing everything from motorcycles to jets, with automated maintenance systems that can rebuild a Batmobile from scratch. Then there's the crime lab, the computer systems that rival government supercomputers, the medical bay equipped for major surgery, and manufacturing facilities that can produce military-grade equipment. To compare this to something real, the Cheyenne Mountain Complex, which houses NORAD, cost around $10 billion adjusted for inflation. But Wayne's setup is decades more advanced, larger, and completely self-sufficient. We're easily looking at $15 to $20 billion for this underground fortress. And remember, this is all hidden beneath his property, which means the engineering costs alone would be astronomical. You're basically building a secret city underground without anyone noticing. And let's not forget about Bruce's global portfolio. Wayne Manor is just the beginning of his real estate empire.
Bruce, this is Harvey Dent.
The famous Bruce Wayne. Rachel's told me everything about you.
I certainly hope not. So let's put a couple tables together.
I'm not sure that they'll let us.
Oh, they should. I own the place.
Bruce Wayne owns properties across the globe, penthouse apartments in every major city, private islands, mountain retreats, and safe houses scattered across 6 continents. Each of these properties isn't just a place to crash. They're strategic assets with their own security systems and equipment caches. His New York penthouse alone would run $50 to $100 million. The private islands, each one easily worth hundreds of millions when you factor in their size and privacy. Mountain compounds in Switzerland, beach estates in the Mediterranean, urban properties in Tokyo, London, and Dubai. When you add up this global portfolio, we're looking at another $20 billion minimum. So just for real estate alone, before we even touch his business empire, Bruce Wayne is sitting on roughly $30 billion in property. And now moving on to the big boss, Wayne Enterprises.
No, we are showing very healthy growth in these sectors.
I don't think that Thomas Wayne would have viewed
This
heavy
is where
arms.
Bruce Wayne goes from incredibly rich to owns half the world. Wayne Enterprises isn't just a company, it's basically a shadow government with a stock ticker. This conglomerate makes companies like Apple or Amazon look specialized. Let's break down their divisions. Defense contracts that supply military technology to governments worldwide. Aerospace engineering that puts SpaceX to shame. Energy companies that include everything from oil to renewable tech. Medical research divisions developing treatments that are decades ahead of current medicine. Consumer electronics that make the iPhone look like a calculator. And that's not even mentioning their shipping, construction, and financial services arms. But here's the kicker, their applied sciences division. This isn't your typical RD department. We're talking about technology that's so advanced, it borders on science fiction. They're developing materials that don't exist in our world, computing systems that make quantum computers look slow, and manufacturing processes that can create anything from body armor to flying vehicles. If Wayne Enterprises went public today, its market cap would easily rival or exceed Apple's current $3 trillion valuation. When you're dominating that many industries with technology decades ahead of the competition, we're looking at $600 to $800 billion in total company value. And here's the beautiful part. Bruce Wayne owns 60% of all this. That means $400 billion goes straight into his personal net worth. $400 billion. That's more than most countries' entire GDP.
You're broke! You're f***ing poor!
Now that we are done with listing his assets, it's time for the expenses. Of course, being Batman isn't exactly a budget-friendly hobby. Let's talk about the real costs of vigilante justice, because the numbers are absolutely staggering. Each Batsuit is essentially a piece of military equipment disguised as a costume. We're talking about materials that can stop bullets, built-in computers, environmental protection, and gadgets that most armies would kill for. Each suit probably runs around $8 million, and he goes through several per year. The Batmobile? This isn't a modified sports car. It's a tank disguised as a car. Custom armor plating, weapon systems, AI-driven navigation, and enough tech to make a fighter jet jealous. Development costs would hit $50 million easy, and every time he totals one in a chase, that's another $20 million to rebuild. Then there's the Batwing, basically a stealth fighter jet with VTOL capabilities. We're looking at $200 million in development costs, and at least $100 million every time he crashes one into the Joker's hideout. Don't forget the gadgets. Grappling guns with cables stronger than steel, explosive devices, hacking equipment that can break into any system, and vehicles for every situation. His yearly Batman budget probably burns through $500 million to $1 billion. But here's Wayne's masterstroke. He launders all of this through Wayne Enterprises as failed military RD projects. Every Batmobile crash becomes a prototype that didn't work out. Every destroyed suit is experimental armor that failed testing. Basically, Bruce Wayne turned saving Gotham into the world's most expensive tax write-off while making his company look like they're constantly innovating. Alright, let's stack up everything we've uncovered and see just how astronomical Bruce Wayne's wealth really is. Real estate portfolio, including Wayne Manor, the Batcave, and global properties, $30 billion. His 60% stake in Wayne Enterprises, the most diversified and technologically advanced company in human history, $400 billion. Liquid assets, investments, and holdings we haven't even touched on, another $50 billion. Bruce Wayne's total net worth comes to $480 billion. Let me put that in perspective. That makes him not just the richest fictional character ever created, but potentially the wealthiest individual in human history, real or imagined. At his peak, Elon Musk hit around $340 billion. Jeff Bezos maxed out at roughly $210 billion. Bruce Wayne could literally buy both of their entire empires, merge them together, and still have enough money left over to fund NASA for the next decade. We're not just talking about wealth here, we're talking about an economy. Bruce Wayne's net worth is larger than the GDP of most countries. He could buy Belgium twice. That level of wealth doesn't just make you rich, it makes you a force of nature. Now you might be wondering, could this actually happen in the real world? Could someone accumulate this kind of wealth? Technically, the answer is yes, but it would require a perfect storm of factors.
You'd need generational wealth passed down and carefully invested over decades. You'd need to dominate multiple industries simultaneously, not just one or two. You'd need technological breakthroughs that put you years ahead of any competition. And you'd need the kind of business foresight that borders on supernatural. Most importantly, you'd need to operate in a world with minimal regulation and maximum opportunity, which, when you think about it, describes Gotham City perfectly. It's a place where one company can essentially control the entire city's infrastructure without anyone asking too many questions. But here's what makes Bruce Wayne truly unique among fictional billionaires. While Tony Stark focuses on tech and Lex Luthor chases power, Bruce Wayne built his empire specifically to fund his mission. Every dollar earned is a dollar that can be spent protecting people. His wealth isn't the end goal, it's the ultimate tool for justice. In a weird way, that makes him both the richest and most noble billionaire in fiction. He doesn't hoard his wealth or spend it on space trips. He spends it saving lives, one expensive gadget at a time. So there you have it. Bruce Wayne just dethroned every billionaire in history, fictional or real. But what do you think? Did we miss any major assets? Are there other fictional billionaires who could give Wayne a run for his money? And speaking of running the numbers, who should we analyze next? Tony Stark's tech empire, Lex Luthor, or maybe we go to more realistic genre and do a breakdown on Heisenberg from Breaking Bad? Drop your suggestion in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video.